Hello, I'm Lori Steiner, sitting in for Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, you have a hectic life, but your parents are needing you more. We'll tutor you on how to have the talk. Being overweight can weigh heavily on your back. We'll help shape up your spine. Then, we'll propose ways to protect yourself from financial fraud. And can a parent or spouse with Alzheimer's make a will or power of attorney?
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Are you overwhelmed by trying to care for your aging parents while still having all the demands of your own home, family, and work? Do you worry when you call your parents and they don't answer the phone? Or maybe you fear one or both of your parents are struggling to take care of themselves. If you answered yes to any of these questions, you're not alone, and I'm happy to tell you that help is available. David Schell, the Executive Director of Breckenridge Village Not-for-Profit Retirement Community in Willoughby, is here, along with Cassie Wolf. Cassie is the Director of Church Relations and an Associate Chaplain at Breckenridge Village. Welcome to the show.
Nice to be here.
Nice to be here.
So David, for both you and Cassie, I understand that this is not just a 9-to-5 job commitment, that this is a personal commitment to this residential lifestyle.
Right, absolutely. A lot of the employees have family members that are residents at Breckenridge Village, and Cassie's folks are at one of the Ohio Presbyterian retirement communities in Akron, Ohio, Rocky Knoll, and my mother lives at Breckenridge Village, so it's a big part of our lives, and we're just glad to know that they're there, and we take great comfort in that, and it makes our work lives even a lot easier.
Yes. So Cassie, can you share your experience when you were helping your folks?
Well, my parents have always been proactive. They have their funeral planned, and they decided on a retirement community to move into. And unfortunately, when they started to decline in health, they were going to need assisted living. And we discovered that the community that they were living in could not provide accommodations for a couple. Well, then we are in a crisis because we know they're going to have to move again and quickly. And it was just very fortunate that I knew Rocky Knoll community and their assisted living so that they could get an apartment there that would meet all their needs.
Oh, that's good. And a continuing care community like that can follow up on their needs. So, David, from what Cassie says, it sounds like it's a very proactive approach that you take, and when you're dealing with your parents, the parents and children need to have that discussion, right?
Absolutely. A lot of dialogue helps, and starting to think about the process, and not only for those working with their parents, but it's interesting that we're starting to see the first wave of the baby boomers moving into the retirement community now, and so thinking about themselves and working through the process. So it's one that takes a little while, and you need to be supportive and help in that process.
Yeah, and I know the baby boomers are worried about their folks and themselves, and you know, pretty soon we're going to be seeing the grandchildren having to help make those decisions. So, Cassie, what advice do you have for the baby boomers and these, adult children who might not be actually boomers yet, who are worried about caring for their parents, and the parents are being stubborn? They don't need any help. They don't want any help.
Well, we've come up and we're offering a 2-part communication guide for families. There's a part for the parents, part 1, and a part for the adult children, part 2. They fill these surveys out separately, and then they come together and they look at the results and their answers, and at this point they can clarify some of their thoughts and feelings and even their concerns, because it's really so important that we start to talk about these issues together before the crisis happens.
Absolutely, and this is probably a non-threatening way to get both sides to the table to start seeing where are the differences here. Well, I didn't know you wanted that.
Right.
The children need to know what has to be taken care of.
Dialogue instead of assumptions.
Yes. Can folks who aren't officially affiliated with Breckenridge Village take advantage of this
certainly.
information?
All they'd have to do is call Breckenridge Village, and I think the number is going to be on the screen, and ask for the communication guide. And at the same time, they could also register for a special event that we're going to be having. It's a communication
right?
workshop, yes. And it will be held on November 1st, Thursday, November 1st,
we have that
beginning at
information
5:30.
up on the screen right now for our viewers, so it sounds like that could be really useful. So people can fill out these forms right there at the workshop?
They certainly can. They'll get them, and they can take them home if they want.
Okay.
Or they can fill them out there.
There's always great information for us. So my thanks to David Schell and Cassie Wolf for sharing both their personal and professional perspectives. If you're interested in the free communication guides and want details about the free workshop, you'll want to write down the number that's coming up next.
To find out more, call Breckenridge Village at 440-954-8359 or visit their website, www.breckenridgeohio.org. Next, successfully shaping up your spine.